Hey everyone, what's up? It's Ryan Turley here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to make pork belly burn-end tacos with a smoked pineapple salsa. This is one of my favorite recipes. It does take a few different steps, but it's super simple, so stay tuned and we'll get right into it. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, thanks so much for stopping by. This channel is dedicated to smoking meats on my Traeger pellet grill. So if you want to help support the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell just so you don't miss another upload. All right, I'm getting hungry, so let's go. Got our pork belly here. This is a half a slab that I picked up from Costco. I've already smoked the other half. So this pork belly has been thawed out, but I actually threw it back in the freezer for about 45 minutes right before we're gonna slice this, just so that it's a lot easier to get through. So we're gonna hit that fast forward button and you can watch me prep this. It's also important to get a really sharp knife. You can see how easily this knife is working through this meat and fat right here. So just try to find the sharpest knife you have and it'll definitely help you out in the end. So I'm just gonna square this up just about 1-inch cubes here. All right, now we are gonna throw all these pork belly cubes into our tray here. And then we are gonna hit this with the Spanglish Asadero al pastor. It's about a 2 out of 5 on the spice level. It has an amazing flavor, and I think this is gonna be perfect for our pork belly burn-in tacos. And I've got about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil here, and we're gonna be using that as a binder. I'm just gonna mix all that together and make sure that's fully incorporated. And now we're gonna hit this with our al pastor seasoning from Spanglish Asadero. This color is beautiful. This is going to create a really nice bark on our pork belly burn ends. All right, so once these are fully seasoned on all 6 sides of the pork belly, I'm just gonna rest these fat side down. I've found that the fat actually creates a really nice pedestal for the meat to sit on, and they don't fall over as much, and also helps protect the meat a little bit from the heat source. All right, one of the reasons I like to use this cooling rack method is I can take this entire set of pork belly on and off the grill or rotate super quickly, so I can keep that grill lid closed as much as possible. And you'll also notice I'm leaving a little bit of space in between each of these pork belly cubes. Reason being is you want that smoke to wrap around all of this meat and fat and make sure that all of these pieces and cubes are gonna get a really nice bark and texture. Those are looking absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna fire up the smoker here at about 250 degrees. And first stage, they'll be on for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Get that nice bark going. So I'm really stoked on this rub here from Spanglish Asadero al pastor. It's great on pork or chicken. So I'm gonna leave a link for these rubs in the description below. And if you wanna use my code, it's Ryan10, and you'll get 10% off these rubs if you buy direct from Spanglish. So enjoy. All right, so the Traeger's all fired up to 250 degrees, and we're gonna throw these beautiful morsels on there. These are sweating now. The rub's been on there about 15 to 20 minutes, and these are gonna cook up real nice. And there's gonna be a lot of grease dripping off of these and a lot of fat coming down, so you wanna make sure that your pork belly is centered on your grill and that the drip tray is covering every area where these are gonna be dripping, because there's gonna be a lot of fat. We just don't want any grease fires. And I am gonna temp these. I'm just gonna find this largest pork belly cube right here in the center. We're gonna be shooting for about 180 to 190 degrees internal temp in this first stage. And then I am gonna be pulling these and wrapping them in a sauce and finishing them off at 203 degrees internal temp. All right, so while the pork belly is cooking out there, I am gonna get the pineapple salsa going. So I've got this ripe pineapple here, and we're just gonna take the skin off and cut it into slices before we throw it on the Traeger Ranger. All right, we're just gonna cut this into slices about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. We'll leave the cores in, and then we'll chop this up around the cores once it's finished. We are gonna hit the pineapple with some of the Spanglish Asadero all-purpose before we throw it on the smoker. Just add another depth of flavor to that pineapple salsa, and I think this will be amazing. All right, here's the Traeger Ranger. This is a perfect accessory for tailgating or camping. I actually won this in a Traeger Instagram contest, so I'm putting it to use here today because I just don't have enough room on that small Junior Elite that's running the pork belly. So I've got it heated up to 300 degrees, and it's running pretty true to temp. And then I am also gonna throw this Fresno chili pepper and a couple of jalapenos on there just to get a nice smoke, a nice grilled flavor on there for the salsa. And we'll give these about 45 minutes to an hour, but I'll probably check on them in about 30 minutes and give them a flip. So we're gonna get this pineapple salsa going here. I've got the pineapple and the peppers already on the Traeger, getting some smoke flavor and wood fire roasted goodness going. So what I've got here for the rest of the salsa are 2 beautiful heirloom tomatoes, one bunch of cilantro, a couple of green onions, some lime juice, and red onion. So I'm gonna chop all this up and add it to our bowl. Wow, look at that. That tomato has so much meat in it. It looks amazing. If you've never tried heirloom tomatoes, I highly suggest it. They're super good for salsa as well. So we are gonna cut these up into about 1/4 inch cubes here, that perfect salsa size. All right, now we're gonna hit it with some of these green onions here. We're gonna do a really nice fine chop on these. All right, now some red onion as well. That's looking perfect. All right, our cilantro. I'm just gonna cut this whole bunch off. We're just gonna roll this up nice and tight. Just give this a rough chop. All right, and I don't think I'm gonna need all of this for our salsa, so I'm gonna add about 3/4 of this bunch here, and then I'll reserve the rest to go on top of our tacos. Now the juice from a couple limes, maybe 3, we'll see. Yeah, these are really juicy limes, so I may not even need the full second one. We'll start with this 1.5 limes here, see how that does. I may add a little bit later. That should be perfect right there. Our peppers are looking about done. I'm gonna peel those off right now. I don't want those to be too overcooked. Check these pineapples here. Oh yeah, those look perfect. I might just give these another 10 minutes or so. They've been on for about 35 minutes. All right, so these jalapenos and the Fresno chili pepper Took on a good amount of smoke. The skin has softened up quite a bit. And I am gonna de-seed these just so this doesn't get too hot. All right, I'm just gonna try one of these jalapenos right now just to see what that heat level's like. Yeah, they definitely have some kick to them. I'm gonna try this Fresno pepper here as well. Actually, the Fresnos are even more spicy, so it's always a safe bet to add your peppers at the end. And just add it as you need it, just so you don't overpower your salsa. So we've got the pineapple off the grill here. It looks and smells unbelievable. So now the last thing we gotta do is just trim around these cores and chop it up roughly about the same size as our tomatoes, about 1/4 inch cubes. All right, we're gonna throw all this pineapple into our salsa here. And then I'm going to very carefully add a few of these jalapenos. Fresno chiles. Give those a stir, let all those flavors marry together. And then of course we're gonna add just a little bit of flaky salt here, just to once again combine all those flavors together. Now I'm gonna cover this and throw it in the fridge and just let all those flavors continue to incorporate. All right, so we've got one final layer of flavor and texture that we're gonna incorporate in here. So I've got a little bit of cabbage here and a yellow carrot that we're gonna mix together and just make a dry coleslaw basically. Just for that added crunch, a little bit of color pop, and a little bit of extra flavor as well. And we're just gonna take some of this cabbage here, just like slice it super thin. And we're gonna take this yellow carrot here. All right, that should do it. Just mix all this in together. Please get a bigger bowl when you do this at home. Those colors are looking beautiful. That's gonna look really nice up against that pork belly that we got going here. We're just gonna hit a little bit of lime juice on this coleslaw here just to keep it from browning. It'll soften up the cabbage a little bit as well. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge, wrapped, and this will be ready to go when our pork belly finishes. All right, so we're coming up on 185 degrees internal temperature on the pork belly burn ends, and now we are gonna wrap it in tin foil or in a tin tray, covered with foil, and then we're gonna add some apple juice, some honey, a couple of slices of butter, as well as some barbecue sauce. And I'm using a Traeger honey sriracha. I think it's gonna be great with those tacos and that smoked pineapple salsa that we made up. So I'm gonna pull these pork belly burn ends off and throw everything together. All right, these are looking amazing. So I'm just gonna throw these in this pan here. I'm just gonna sample one of these while I wait. So they're not quite up to the final temperature that I want them to be at. I want to finish out at 203, 205 degrees. So now we are going to add 4 tablespoons of butter to this. I'm going to add a little bit of apple juice, maybe about a 1/4 cup. We're going to add our barbecue sauce. You really don't want this swimming in sauce. You just want to make sure that every piece is nice and coated. And then I'm going to finish it off here with some honey. And I'm just going to mix this all in just by hand. I still do want to temp this, so before I wrap it back up, I'm going to find a really big piece of pork belly, probably this one here, right in the middle. Just temp that halfway through, get this temp probe laying down, and now I can just wrap it up. Make sure you get this wrapped super tight. You don't want any of that steam to escape. You really just want that to be braising in all that juice. So we've got the pork belly wrapped up. I did increase the temperature from 250 degrees to 300, just so that we can get this thing finished. I've already got the bark that I really want, so I just want to get that final internal temperature, about 203 to 205 degrees. Soleil, come here, come say hi. Come here. This is my daughter Soleil. She's been in a few other videos if you haven't met her yet. She's saying hi. Yeah, hello. Oh, yeah. Can you wave? Can you wave? Say hi. Yeah, say hi. Hello. You want to be on YouTube? You want to be on YouTube, huh?
So you know I couldn't go through all this effort and not make some homemade tortilla chips and fried taco shells. So it's so easy. All you've got to do is heat up some oil to 350 or 400 degrees and then just throw in your whole corn tortillas. As you can see here, I'm frying my own taco shell and just shaping it super easily with some tongs. So you've only got to let it fry for about a minute on each side, and then it will carry over cook once you pull it off the oil. So be sure not to cook it too long, and after you try it a couple times, you'll nail it. It's super simple. And then here we go with some tortilla chips. Just throw these in for just about a minute or two and you're good to go. So let's get back to that pork belly.
We are just at about 205 degrees. See how we're looking. I might give it a little stir, a little shake. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna probe a couple of these and see what the tenderness feels like. Oh yeah, they are done. That is just sliding in like butter. I am gonna turn the temperature down just a little bit, back down to 250, and just let this sauce tighten up. All right, those are looking done. All right, so we got our smoked pineapple salsa here. We got some extra jalapenos and Fresno chiles if we wanna spice it up a bit. We got our cilantro, some limes. There is our pork belly burn ends going in tacos. We got our slaw, some cabbage and yellow carrots, a little bit of lime juice in there. And then of course our homemade taco shells. I think these came out pretty fire. And then we just got a couple of hot corn tortillas as well. So let's plate this, shall we? All right, so we're ready to eat. I don't think I've been this excited to grub in a long time. So I'm gonna try out one of these pork belly burn ends for you here. Whew. Just pulls right apart. Wow, that is meat candy right there, and we're about to have some meat candy tacos. Oh my God, that fat rendered down so perfectly. That combo with the El Pastor, super spicy underlayer, and you've got that sweetness over the top with the sugar sriracha, the honey, and the apple juice. I'm tasting all of that. That is unbelievable. All right, let's plate up our tacos. We're just gonna slice up a few of these pork belly pieces just so that they're easier to eat and we're not chewing through these whole cubes inside of our tacos. That fat is falling apart on me. That is perfect. That is just how I want it. Oh my goodness, look at these layers of goodness. Just fat all through there. It's falling right apart. All right, so we're gonna get the best looking taco shell that I made. We're gonna throw some of this beautiful pork belly right in this shell here. Next, we are gonna hit it with the pineapple salsa. And then some of this slaw here on top. Splash of cilantro just to get that color pop and a little bit of freshness. And then we cannot forget our fresh lime juice. All right, here it goes. That's bomb. I cannot tell you how amazing this is. This is so good. Wow, that pork belly on its own is unbelievable. But then as soon as you add in that crispy taco shell, the smoked pineapple salsa, and the coleslaw, it's next level. You guys have to try this. Please let me know if you do. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. This is no joke. Unreal. All right, so that's it. If you're still watching, wow, thanks for hanging with me through that. That was a lot of fun, and I'd love to hear what you think about it below in the comments. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss another upload. I'm gonna be posting videos weekly about smoking meats on my Traeger grill, and I'd love for you to join me along the way. And until next time, be sure to smoke something outside, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.